review of previous 2 days. Like you know, the first day we did the MIG, and you still know what the MIG was. What is called? MIG?
Most important graph.
The most important graph. As you know, it looks like this, correct? When you start a training, you have the primacy. Primacy. Thank you. You go down, at the end you go up. So primacy is very important. What if I would say to you that I'm going to say some new things that are very, very interesting? Would your ears go open?
No.
Yeah.
Yes, you will. Because it's very interesting what I'm going to say, what you didn't hear till now the last 2 days. Interested? Great.
All ears.
Primacy. This was the first primacy. Get your ears open. This is the normal way of people's attention during presentations, during training. It's an amount of time. In the beginning, they're expecting great. And when the trainer is a little bit dull and he's just talking like that, you know, it goes down, and at the end it goes up. What do you do during a training or a presentation? You may say it. What are you doing?
Associated.
Associate. Yes, associate. But with what? With what?
Imagination.
No, before the items.
Yeah, also.
Around.
What do you think more? Associate with what? Because it's just a word, association, okay. But with what are you associated during the training?
Everything.
Imagination, okay. Now, first of all, you associate with everything you already did in your training. Why? Because it's making more neurons, better neurons. So, because of you associate with the other things in the training, yes, you associate with that. And there's another thing that I want you to think about. What are you going to associate also with? The people, their own mind. You associate with personal things, correct? Richard?
I think it's not better neuron. It's a more neuron connection. Or more solid neuron connection. Actually,
yes,
our neuron is
part.
always good.
Yes, thank you, because there's a lot of information about that, and there are some different theories. But that's not part of the training now, but it's very interesting. But making it a little bit stronger, there can also be 2 neurons making a total recall of something you experienced. Just 2. Because they were so very important.
Association.
There's no plane coming at us.
What plane?
There's no plane coming at us. See you?
No
see?
plane.
No plane. No, correct. There's
Only
no
tree.
plane coming at us. What's this? You looked outside. But what was this? What I did? Was it from restaurant? You heard something I said was totally different than the training?
Yes.
So that's from restaurant. What do you have to do during your training? Do something like that. This. A little bit idiot. Because then you get these kinds of things from restaurants. From restaurants make that the total information stays and remains in your brain. Agree?
Yes.
Okay. Well, what I also did is, there's no train coming. What was I saying there? There's no plane coming. What's that? That's a little bit misunderstanding for your brain. Because I said there's no train coming. And what is it when I say there's no train? Most of the people look outside. But I say there's no train. So it's misunderstanding. One of the things of the most important graph in the world is misunderstanding and understanding. Your brain gets wired. But not only with logical and good things you experience, but also things you imagined that didn't happen. So you can have wars because of people think, yes, no, yes, no. But this is also important. Understanding and misunderstanding. And what's also important? I asked you if you were interested in to hear some very interesting things. You are? Yeah. So interest is one of the things that's very important. What would you do if you give a training or a presentation for people that are seen to be not interested? What do you have to do then? Yes, and here. You have to make them curious. Say something, the primacy. Say something that is very interesting for them, so their ears will go open. Then they are interested. But I was saying, I'm going to say something very interesting to you. What are you going to do here? Think about it. What are you going to do here? I want you to pairs of two, talk to each other and think what you are going to do at this point. Please, two of you, 1 minute. Talk to each other and think about it, what you're going to do here. I'm serious. Please. Just 1 minute. Here, at this point. Not here, not here, here.
So presumably you're talking about a recency here.
Yeah.
I mean, what he was asking for is a specific thing.
1 minute out.
Recency.
What do you think?
Both share.
What is that point in fact? Because it's not sure.
I'm going to explain. But what did you come to? What were your thoughts?
What is that point?
Okay, but perhaps you first have a thought.
He was talking about there's a plane coming.
Someone has a thought?
Maybe we recap on that and sort
But
of
you have to
when
do
there's a
the other
plane
stuff?
isn't coming,
I think
something
we
like
can
that.
start a logical review of what we've talked about.
Almost.
It's
What is even better?
It's a reason we're talking about a recency here.
Not
Okay.
yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Now, here you have to say that you're almost done. That you, in a presentation, you say, okay, another 2 slides, then we have a break. Or in a training, this is the last thing before the break. What will do your brain? Yes, it's more attention. Oh great, we have a break, so watch and listen. So when you say that over here, people are with their minds rising up. Oh, come on. That's the first part. And the second part is what I hear is correct. That's over here. That's a recall. Why a recall here?
Review.
Review. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
A review. Why a review?
So that you can go into the next lesson on a high.
Yes. What's after this?
Privacy.
The son of Mick.
No. Almost.
After that will be son
Here.
of
What's here? Break. This is a break. This is a break. What happens during the break, dear friends?
Son of me.
This is it. This is Mick, and here's your break. What will happen in your break?
Brain.
With your brain?
Associate.
Associate, assimilate. Okay.
It sorts all the information out.
Let's imagine that this break is a year. What will happen then with the information?
That's it.
I pay again.
Top tick.
If after
It falls down. All the information you learned here is gone. After a year, you know, yes, I've been to Henley, the people were great, Tony was great, the food was great, the weather was great, and I learned something about memory. It's true? But you don't do anything in a year. So, it's very important that you have a break, and then study. But now again, and this is especially for Yaroslav, with all respect, Yaroslav, what is the best thing you do here in a break? Tell me, the best.
Mind map.
During the break,
You break.
you break.
During your break.
Why?
Give your mind time to sort out the information.
Yes, and if you call at this stage your company, and there's a problem, a huge problem in your company, and you call them over here, what's going to happen to your brain? At that point,
Get distracted.
yes. Why? And I can explain it just easily with brainwaves. When you are learning, you become in a state of alpha brainwaves between 7 and 14 megahertz. That's what people say, the learning state. So when you are in a learning state, you adapt better, you learn better. Okay? Agree? Well, okay.
And I would
When you-
really add a little bit of better.
It's because they actually learn
We need
better.
to stay alert a little bit, otherwise we will be
Okay.
just great.
Totally agree. Alerts can also be between 7 and 14. When you are going to call your company and there are problems, what will happen? Your state becomes in beta, between 14 and 25. So it's working state. Do you have any idea how long a train with goods take before it's on its speed again? Do you know how long it takes when it stops, a train with goods? About 15 to 20 minutes. People say that our brain also needs about 15 to 20 minutes to come from beta brainwaves to learning state. So this means when you are here very busy with something else that you might need, the first part of this is gone. So that's why it's
There are
important.
ways that you can speed it up, yes.
Yes, of course. And that's how I come to the next one we've learned yesterday. We called the son of Mick, but I think there's another name you have to think about.
What's that?
I come with it. One way, please. Yes. First, you know that it goes like this. Correct?
Yes.
First, it goes up in the break when you're having just a little coffee, etc. Then it goes down if you don't repeat it.
Why it goes up?
Please. Because you know the answer. This is great. Do you agree?
I don't
This is
agree
great.
with this
Yeah,
one.
please.
Because the recency effect, I mean, at the end of the learning is not so low. If you have a lot of association
Yes.
and interest.
If you then
Yeah,
write
better.
up, and it's more of this to say, but not now. But you are totally right. But this is great, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
I tell you a very tiny story about Joseph Mengele. You've heard of him.
Oh,
World War II. Joseph Mengele, he was a doctor. Well, I don't know if he was a doctor, but he did very terrible things with people in Germany. One of the things he did was little babies. When a little baby was born, it was hauled away from the mother. It was giving dinner, eat food and drink, but that was all.
what do you
So for a few months, a little baby wasn't nurtured, but they gave their little baby food
Oh, okay.
and drink. But then alone in a room. What happened after a few months with the baby? They
What?
get to eat and drink, but what happened?
Autism.
Died.
That
Died. Why? It wasn't nurtured. It wasn't beloved. It wasn't taken care. Yes, the first we need is water or drink and eat, but when we don't get nurtured, nothing will happen. So what do you think of this? This is great. What will happen if you only do this now, and after that you don't do anything? What will happen? You're done. It dies. So, this is why I think this ought to be called the father of Mick on the mother, because this is why Mick is working that good. You have to, what do you have to do each time? Review. When the first time?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Second time?
test that.
1 day.
1 day. Third time?
1 week.
1 week. What will happen at last?
6 months.
So, you agree that Mick is great, but it's becoming more great and even bigger when you use the son of Mick, or as I say, the father of Mick. Agree?
I really.
Thank you very much.